And we are streaming. Hello everybody and welcome to the 12th of August 2022 Tiles of Confusion. How are we all doing? There is a match currently in progress because apparently I'd set it to auto queue at some point last stream. I know we were a bit thin on the ground, so that might have just been a desperation thing, I don't know. But anyway, we do have a game going on, so we will do some observation on that for at least round one. Hello, Rise. So the game in progress is Legius, Kaiser, Prospero, and Aegon. So yeah, we'll just wait and see how this goes. And as and when we get people, we will play a second one. Either way, hope you are all doing well and are ready and able to play Mahjong. I have a bit of a headache and it is especially warm today, so I am expecting to just be giving away a bucket load of points. But, you know, every time I think that, I end up having a good run of luck and fortune, and it just turns out the complete opposite of that. So we'll find out in due course, I am sure. 94 and 40% humidity apparently today, which, yeah, fun. Ready? Probably. Able? Almost certainly not. Absolutely. That sounds like the perfect way to play Mahjong. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go and watch some games. And if we get 2 more people who queue up, we will go and observe that instead. Right, dealing tile, show hands. So we open with Legius' deal turn, and honestly, not too bad. Don't know whether they will force a Honitsi here or whether they'll just stick with a good dealer hand. But either way, this seems fairly decent for a dealer. Kaiser, also reasonable. North isn't a bonus win, unfortunately, so have a skilled pair or safe tiles for later down the line. Prospero, pretty good pin through-ish hand. A little bit of awkwardness there, but he actually fixes a lot of that with drawing the 7 there, at that point. Aegon has a bunch of honor tiles to get rid of, and then we'll see where he is. In the meantime, Legius is looking pretty good. I mean, draw a 6, you've got, what, a 3-sided... Wait, have you? Not quite. Because you'd have to use this as the triplet with that, so it doesn't quite work as you would want it. Still. Still, it's strong, and things like Cheetoy are still potentially possible here. Meanwhile, though, Prospero is looking pretty close. Kaiser's drawn Medora, which might actually slow their hand up a little bit. And Aegon's not a million miles away. North would have been a better discard than 6 there, but... Or possibly the 8th would have been okay, actually. Well, 8 pin's a good draw, so Ishanten now for Legius. And there we are. So 196. Kaiser immediately with a pursuit reach on a closed 6-man. And now we're going to see how people work around things. I mean, Prospero will probably end up keeping that closed weight regardless here, but... Oh, good draw. So that puts Prospero East Shanten. Hello, Rue. So, worst thing for Prospero to draw right now would be a 8, so... You draw a 7, you just keep the sequence. If you draw a pair, you go and do the thing. Oh wait, the 6 is unlikely to come out of the hand unless that happens, and actually he's keeping the 3. So I think that's Prospero actually folding out against the 2 reaches. And Aegon should keep that. The question is, what is he going to evaluate as safe in this position? He's going to evaluate attack, and it's a 3/6 Tanyo weight, and it's not a bad one actually. It is the 3rd reach, so it's always a little dodgy. But I guess also at that point, there's not a lot of reason not to push. You could have been damaged though with this with Tanyo 1, if you'd wanted to. But if you're going to do that, you might as well go for the hand, I guess. Alright, Legius picks up the initial win, takes a hit off of Kaiser, and continues on. Aegon has opened Dora 2, but let's examine the other hands first. A little more awkward. It's going to depend on whether they pair up a dragon or whether they just get some more useful things as they get rid of the honors. Kaiser's hand, a little pair heavy, but seems generally okay. Prospero, a bit of work to do. So our hand's about even, obviously with the exception Aegon's got the 2 Dora. And might be objectively a little closer, but this one's even. It's just going to be a case of who gets the initial luck. And of course, who's actually being tile efficient. Alright, Aegon on Dora 3. So here, with Dora 3, you want to push towards a Yaku of any kind. So I'd probably be inclined to get rid of the 9/8 in hand and just see if we can quickly build up anything there. That's a little awkward actually, but it does give you 2 sequences. So you're now thinking about reach rather than that. And if Aegon can draw a 7, he has reach and Pinfu actually. But reach, Pinfu, Dora 3. Pretty ideal. He has, however, gone against his best weight, which is unfortunate, but he obviously wants to keep those Dora, so he's gonna keep that going. That's useful. You can drop the 1 now, and that puts you back to all symbols. There's a plan. Okay, 9/8 was probably gonna have to be played at some point anyway. Hello, Hellion. We are waiting to see if Aegon can convert this Tanyo Dora 3. Or possibly an Itsu Dora 3, although I don't think you should be going for the Itsu. Oh, that is awful with the 9 discarded. With the... See, if he did discard of a 2, which is kind of useless in his hand now, he'd have the ability to go Pinfu. Or at least go reach for the 5 Fry free weight, but... Oh, dear. I mean, I have only in the loosest sense ever played over the board Mahjong, because I played obviously the free player with the webcam, and obviously I played some 2-player sort of setup learning scenarios with Vanna, my wife. So yeah, but I've never actually played in-person Mahjong. Anyway, I've been focusing on Aegon for a while here, but I think that's kind of gone backwards on him at the moment, especially as he dropped the 7 rather than the 1. If you want to spend a fortune on me, that's absolutely what you can do. Of course, he's not that, actually. He's, thing. Alright. It's nice. It is nice. Yeah, it's been on the bucket list of things to... If I actually ever win big on the lottery, it is one of the things I will pick up for myself. But honestly, it's a massive luxury, so it's probably not going to happen. But you never know. Never know. Fullness of time and all that. Anyway, Anyway, yeah, closed Forso wait, which is Riichi and Dora only from the dealer. Meanwhile, Egan's hand is kind of self-destructed on itself. He should have played the 1 a lot earlier, kept the 7. That would have actually given him Tanio and the ability to potentially do some stuff. Although, admittingly, the 3-5 weight looks pretty dead. Alright, Prospero cutting the 2-3. Not entirely sure where he's getting the 2 safety from, based on everything. I know, obviously now Legis has played 1, but before that, I'm struggling to see what that directly is. And Kaiser, unfortunately, with a deal in, and I think that's technically unforced. Hello, Demo. It has, in fact, been a while. We have Rise currently queued up, and obviously myself as well. So if we do get 2 players ready, we can get the second table up and running. In the meantime, though, Legius is starting to run away with this a little bit. Actually, let's log that one. So let's go back to the end of this. What were Kaiser's options defensively here? So drew the pair of a 2. Obviously, the 2 isn't directly safe here. You could play the 4-man if you wanted absolute clarity on things, although you might be wondering about other people. Yeah, I mean, if they're going for a hand, you still wouldn't get rid of the 4, so you'd get rid of probably the 6 if you were going to advance this, maybe the 8-man. Either way. Need 1 more to get a game going, and then we'll see where things are. Alright, Legis on 3 pairs and 2 Dora. So, quick dragon attack, we would imagine. It's been a minute. No worries. Interesting. Okay, so further development for Legius, although this is leaving his red Dora to be a little isolated, but he can probably make use of that at some point, or just the last discard. He's up 10,000 points at the moment, which is not... I mean, it's still at least one, so any improvement on the 25 is still a good deal turn, ultimately. But he'd prefer to be a bit further away if he can, obviously. Another good draw. This is probably where I want to play the red 5. And he does. So Ishanten, you can either call a red dragon or Riichi and have either a double pair or a free 6 weight. Oh, that actually is a good thing. Now, do you play dragons here or do you play 7s? Plays for dragons, so he's gone for the Pinfu. Now, Legis is playing well. Yep. Agreed. But of course, it's always interesting to see what the players think about the situation as well. No worries. Can't call that because it doesn't have a Tanio established at the moment, but it's starting to build up. Aegon goes for the Carnage. Aegon again doing his own thing, discarding Dora Dora though, and Carning presents a threat, not a credible one, but it is Aegon's way. Would you could Forso if it dropped? Yeah, right now, yes. Forso drop the 2-man and progress yourself a little bit. Cut the 1-so later. With the Reach on the board, probably not, but before then, probably. And that is a closed 4-pin from Prospero, which is Reach only. No, you wouldn't cut the 1-so at the moment, but he has a spare 2-man in hand. So before the Reach, he could have called the 4, cut the 2-man, and then cut the 1 later. Well, Kaiser has one of Prospero's winners. Legis has 2 of them. And Aegon has the other one. So all tiles are in people's hands. And while Kaiser's one is isolate... Oh, actually, Kaiser could play this. Doesn't. Good. Well, technically speaking, Legis could play it now if he wants to attack. But I think he's on the safety plan here. He's got enough points out of the dealership. A losing draw from this is still a successful dealer round. I mean, Aegon's slowly building up to a legitimate hand, but he's got to snake this up to be Chanter at this point. So, well, it should actually be Junchan. So, slightly better than Chanter. But... Or just Rinchan off the 1-man. Is the 1-man out? Yeah, 1-man in Prospero's hand. So, technically the Khan's on, but can't do that. We don't fish for people like that. Maybe we should, but we don't. You could like the video if you genuinely did. And if you hated it, be sure to let me know. Because that's fine as well. Anyway, so a 2-player draw. And Kaiser moves on to his dealer turn. And as always, when we are observing the games, we are looking for the comeback. So, Kaiser on his dealer turn, what can happen? It's still obviously early days here. It's still only East 2. There's a lot of points in the middle, actually. 1900 for a win. Any win. So, could be worth rushing a Tanyo here. We'll see. I mean, to be fair, one of the other things that I did actually have an agreement with Marishin about was that if I won the lottery, I would pay Marishin to visit all of my videos, or at least be on all of my active videos and just the live streams or whatever, and just completely tell me that this video sucks on every single one. And I'd pay him to do that. It's one of my sort of long-term agreements that I would actually salary one of my friends to just tell me that I sucked in every video I did. For the algorithm. But, you know. I would get more views, absolutely. More engagement score as well, actually. It all would work. It would be pointless because, again, you know, lottery win or whatever else. But it absolutely is something that I've talked about before. Anyway, I have not bought a lottery ticket this week, so it seems unlikely to be happening. But hey, you never know. Maybe one will just flutter through the window. Hasn't happened. Oh well. So Kaiser, again, Tanyo seems reasonable here. Points in the middle, and Sananko, potentially. I mean, there's even bigger hands, potentially, with this one, but Sananko, Tanyo, absolutely fine from the moment. Aegon drawing that means he is 2 away. Sorry, 1 away. Pair weight on the 9-5. Legius needs a bit more work, but is getting there as well. Prospero... Almost. See, that's... You play the 8-pin there, I think, because you can still make use of the 1, although you no longer have Tanyo. Or maybe the isolated 8's fine by itself, because none of them have been played yet. Those are the 2 ones that are out. Yeah, maybe the 8-pin's worth it. Of course, thinking big here, but, you know. free pin. Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. But in last place, you need points. So I would be looking to see if I could get a completed hand any way I could, really. But again, you got to keep the Yakuman Dream alive. Oh, that is a great draw. Alright, Toy Toy Sananko is a thing here. You now call free man if it ever comes up again, although admittedly one was just played. But Suanko one draw away from a tempo. Unfortunate. No way to know objectively whether the free pin was better than the 8, and in theory... well, 1-8 played out there, 2-8 played... actually, no, 8 was... that was the only other 8 remaining, so free pin was better. At least from a Suanko perspective. There is. Now, see, here I'd have hedged and played the free pin. 5 draws left, I'd have kept the 1 and hedged. Egan, though, has hit Tenpai, so he's on double pair weight, 9-5. And that is the call for Tenpai for Legius, also waiting on a 5 pin? I think they have to be, don't they? Yeah. Not playing safety. Also, Prospero, kind of under the radar, has a really good hand, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, interesting choice here. Do you stick on the single 5 or do you go things? Well, Sananko is good enough at this point. Sananko, yeah, this is fine. 4-7 Dama. So many 4s and 7s played. There's one of each, and Egan Sumo is on the turn to get that. That is unfortunate. Yeah, again, you kind of had to go into Tenpai there, so that's absolutely fine. The hand was good. Alas, these things don't always work out. Alright, Prospero's turn. So, Prospero's dealership. He is in a 3rd place, but in range. Dealer Mangan Sumo will get him back on top. Egan has a monstrous starting hand, although he's decided to ignore Chitoi, go for Toy Toy. And I think with the 2 dragon pairs, that's probably correct. But he had both as options. The downside, I think, from his current hand is that he's got 3 middle pairs and the dragon. So it seems like it's going to be difficult to finish. I'd be much happier if these were terminals rather than middle tiles. But he's drawn that, so... South is also his wind. This is potentially a monster hand, actually. Cut the 4-man, cut the 4-man. Hope he gets fortunate. Oh, wrong choice, Egan. Wrong choice, because you could still take the Honitsu if you not even have to rely on Toy Toy. You had more flexible option. Okay, here we go. Egan is just a master of this game. He is in his 10th Dan Eganship. There is no stopping him. I'm half surprised Legis didn't just play the South there. What do I know about the game? Egan is superior. He knows. He knows. Yeah, that south is going to be a problem for Legius here. We'll see whether Legius identifies that as a problem, but... I mean, just objectively, with no Easts played, you'd think the East is more dangerous than the South. Although the Reach might actually prevent Legius from playing either now, so... So, Prospero should probably call. He's already made calls on the board. He's committed. He's got 2 Dora. You try things against an unknown value. Ooh. You were robbed, Aegon. I'm sorry. You were robbed. But that was a good reach from Kaiser. Good attack from Prospero. Everybody did as expected. I was certain that Legius was going to eventually decide that South was less risky than the East, but who knows? He might have kept both. Alright, Aegon's dealer turn. Aegon is in the lead as well. There has been for a little while, as far as I'm aware. I remember somebody talking about that last season, I think, but I've not actually got around to watching any of it. I mean, Aegon's in full-on maximum jam. Okay, well that's a call to nothing, effectively. Legius still needs a bit of work to do here. He just won't stop drawing Pinzu tiles. This is the flow. I mean, Kaiser has got there faster, but yeah. That's a 5-8, and immediately Aegon can counter-respond with a Reach on the 5, and does so. Reach 2 Dora, absolutely fine. Which is, again, fair. I have respect for your abilities. It was just I was trying to foresee where things could happen, and that seemed like the most likely thing, but... At least once the Reaches were played. Still, we look for drama. And at the moment, the drama is... There's a 5 in both their hands, but they're obviously stuck. Somebody's revving up a storm outside. And that is a sumo from Kaiser. So Kaiser's picked up 2 cheap hands on the bounce and is slowly clawing their way back into this game. Aegon still with the lead as we enter South. A little bit of an awkward hand, but it's not as far away as you'd think. Cheap, 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 cheap. Well, Aegon, you need to win those cheap hands. You can't mock them, you need them. If you win cheap hands, you win the game right now. You have a narrow lead, you need to extend it a little bit. I mean, Aegon hasn't won any hands in about 2 or 3, but his last 3 hands have been ridiculous in the amount of flow he's getting. But, yeah, he just hasn't actually been able to convert them. I don't think it's been from his fault, actually. He's just, you know, there have been other things going on. Kaiser's been a little quicker for both times. But he's been doing the right things, more or less. I mean, if we ignore his Khan from game 2. Or East 2, well, East 1, repeat 1, whatever that was. And again, Aegon's sort of building up here. Akan, when he's got no Yaku, yes, he can absolutely ignore that one. There are limits to bluffs. Anyway, Prospero's 2 Dora and a reasonably connected hand, so... He's not going to get 3 Dora, not yet anyway, but... That's going to be an interesting decision a bit later. No, that's when you reach, sir. You reach to go to the little Mahjong player's room, and then you hope that nobody just instant wins, or that you instant win. You just get to Tenpai, reach, go to the bathroom, and hope you get back before you work out whether the hand's been won or not. Indeed. Or forget. That's fun too. Or just set up auto discard and just hope the automated AI bot is going to be... Well, the wall is going to be favourable to you, I suppose. Because I don't think you can adjust your hand or do anything of that nature. I mean, Aiden could call this if he's relying on the dragon, but he could. That's definitely a call. Green, there is still a green left potentially, although it might be in the dead wall. But it is going to screw up anybody else if they draw one. Is Legis going to go for this? Probably not, but... Okay, more reasonable draws. I think you have to toss Fedora now. Ishanten. True. I mean, that's a great draw for when you absolutely need that. You should probably... I mean, actually, in fairness, the discards look horrible, and he plays... Well, okay. You can objectively say that Manzu are likely to be safer than random Sozu. You could have played the greens, of course, but... Oh, I don't want Aiden to lose the lead. Although we are definitely on the Kaiser comeback plan. That's definitely what we want to see. But we don't want to see Aiden lose the lead here. He's been playing quite well. Isolated incidents notwithstanding. Legis is on time management. And that is Sumo from Kaiser. So, Riichi wins on the bounce. And he has dragged himself into contention. It would have been quicker if he'd just won a Mungan, but, you know, you take what you can get. Alright, no worries, Rise. I don't think there's any risk of a game starting up, so don't worry too much. Okay, this is another good starting hand from Kaiser, so we'll see if his run continues. Aiden immediately calling the West Wind to try and secure a cheap hand to, you know, kill momentum and actually build up some points. Which is what he needs. It's risky, though. Kaiser could call this and just go for a Tanyo attack, but decides to avoid for the moment. Yeah, the one thing you never want to see as dealer is just people calling a lot. So it just puts the pressure up. Alright, Aegon has done the cardinal sin of calling your only pair, so we'll see whether that he's punished for that later. That is an awesome draw for Prospero. Instant Mungan if another South is played at any point. And he's not that far behind, so... Potential comeback if you can get anything else attached to it. And his hand looks quite heavy. Cheetoy is potentially possible here. He could be in for Toy Toy. Could be in for stupid hands as well, depending. But, Ishanten for Kaiser. That's Aegon with his pair now. So Kaiser can't call this one for Tenpai, unfortunately. Could have got the 9 out of that one, possibly increase his options a little bit, but... Okay, Aegon is slowly building his way up to Toy Toy, but he's not the only one who's getting there. And that's the deal in. Legius has stopped the advancement with a North only, 1,000 points. Aegon's lead down to 2,000 as we enter South 3. Welcome back. South 3, Aegon has a 2,000 point lead to protect, and he has a hand that I would love at the moment with this sort of situation. This is a hand that is practically game winning if he can convert it. Legius's hand seems quick. No spoilers in chat, please. Prospero obviously has 2 Dora as dealer as well, so the chase is on here. But definitely some potential. Ishanten for Legius up top. So that's enough for a comeback. Kaiser needs a couple of good hands now to make his comeback happen, but not impossible. Alright, Aegon calls and he's now committed to Dragon Door 2, possibly Dragon Door 3, but this is still fine. Kaiser another useful draw. And Prospero slowly developing. Pair of 8s. Does that change the equation a little bit? Gives Aegon a call for Tempai. Waiting on the 7-man, although the 7-man looks fairly dead. So 6-9. Ooh, that's very good, but it could be a problem. So Aegon could cut the dragons here. That is looking ominous. Oh dear. Right decision, but that's going to cost him the game. It's cheap, but it's enough. Okay, Aegon needs a freehand hand in his dealer turn to do it in one go. Otherwise, he needs to just stay the dealership until keep the dealership until he wins. What's challenging him? Legius's hand looks slow. Kaiser's hand looks pretty good up top. Chitoy potentially, Toy Toy as well, but he needs a lot of points. So Chitoy Dora is probably his best hope of getting a hand that can direct the comeback, or he can just hit Legius for 5,000. If we didn't know the game wasn't, you know, over, there was a chance of, you know, a West round happening. Prospero needs a Hanneman Sumo, I think, to overtake. I might be wrong about the math on that, but let's see. Meanwhile, Aegon showing restraint on this closed Khan. Honestly, at this point, there's even an argument you just can't here. Because they're right. I mean, obviously now it's on the 8, so it's a bit less than it what. You know, those 9s at that point had nothing connected to them either, so. And it guarantees that your freehand hand is Mungan as well. Good draw from Prospero. So Prospero's Ishanten, though he needs his 6, 8 or south, or something connected to the 8 actually. The 6s, that puts Prospero Tenpai winning on the 5 so. Actually, no, it puts Prospero on a 5. This is an irregular weight, actually. 7, 8, 9, 5. Yeah. So 5, 4, 7. Isolated Tile of Doom. And Sumo, that should be game over. I don't know if that's going to put Prospero above Aegon, though. Not quite. So Aegon maintains second. Legius keeps the win. GG all. Okay, let's actually get some games going ourselves then. So I'm going to join. So we have Rise, we have Demo, we have myself, and Prospero has already jumped in, so he will be the 4th. Random seats, let's go. Nope, it was good. It was a good, generally good performance from you. One crazy card notwithstanding, and the amount of luck you having through most of that was quite interesting. Okay, let's see how this goes. Starting north and have a bit of a terminal heavy hand, but hey. Okay, West Door 2 would be fine here. West Door 1, sorry, Green Door 1. Okay, potentially got a pair. Yeah, this seems reasonable. Obviously, we're dependent on whether we get this 5-pin reasonably early, but this all seems pretty good from here. Only downside is now this might force us to play the Dora, but one was played by Prospero 2 turns back. Okay, let's play our own one. Possibility will be for returning ourselves a little bit here, but I'm okay with this at the moment. Yeah, there we go. So Hatsu for Tenpai winning on the 8, so most likely. Or we have Riichi on the double on the pair weight.
Riichi.
All right, Riichi Hatsu. Let's see. I've also usefully played no Manzu, so a little bit of mask towards things, although I haven't had any major interest in what Rise is discarded, so yeah, we'll see. They'll either play it or they won't. It's also nice to look at this and just see I could have potentially gone for a Sanchiku, but again, wouldn't have been worth it. Who wants a red 5? Nobody right now. Yeah, there are very few high Sozu on the board, so I'm imagining that people have just got making use of them, or people are just seeing them as unsafe. But, I mean, we still got 4 more draws, we can still draw this ourselves. And at least somebody might be playing Suji against what our discards have been. I think we technically would earn more points from the draw at this point anyway, so... Okay, one more go round. And I think we're just picking up a draw. Press for a demo for a high T. Well, demo for a high T. I don't think demo is going to give us it though. Nope, but we'll happily take our draw. Okay. So getting early 7, so this hand is amazing. That's not the worst thing for us to draw, actually. Yeah, let's cut this. Not the most helpful thing in the world, but we'll see. 7 pins useful. 3 man's obviously useful. Other than that, we're just naturally building ourselves up towards pair, some form of pair weight. Yeah, 5 pin would have been a good draw. But a C Shanten with a few ways to improve things. Few options here, but I'm actually going to play the 2, so we're going to keep the 1 man as our sort of safe tile here, I think. And ultimately, it's about the same on these at the moment. There are no 7 pins played, there are no 3 Sos played, there are no 3 men played, but prioritizing the potential future safe tile, I think. Although that being said, I guess there's no harm in us going now. 3 man gives us the double run now, so... 1 So seems to be our natural fit for pair. That's a good draw. We are Ishanten. And we can potentially still cut the 1 Sos and go into Tanyo if we want to.
Riichi.
Yeah, we'll go for this. Our hand is Tanyo only, but I think this is good enough that we can try this.
Riichi.
Little unfortunate to have the second reach against this as well, but still, we're Ishanten here. 1,000 points steal. Yeah, 10 power and 1,000 points steal. That'll do. I've got some random achievement. Also, that was worth a lot of points, actually, the way that worked out. I got all my reach sticks back. Ah, dear. Do we go for this? Maybe that's too greedy. Yeah, it's too greedy. We're not going to go for that. I was tempted, though. Well, Raz is, as I was about to say, Raz reacting to his dragon drop a little late, but yeah. As I say, we could have, I don't know if he actually West was what he drew for turn. It might have been, but you know, could have potentially played West first, which might have saved him a little bit of aggro there. Yeah, let's drop that. We're gonna probably have the pair of ones as our pair anyway, so 2/4. This shape helps, also gives us Sand Q. So we'll lean into that a little bit. Tempted to attack this. Might have even been the correct move, but we're gonna be passive. Didn't matter too much. We weren't the dealer, obviously, so. And that is not going to put too much of a dent into any of our positions at this stage. Okay. Dealer turn. We were patient. Our reward is White Dragon. This is a very fast hand, actually. Dora on turn 2. We are Ishan turn on turn 2 as well. Plenty of ways to get there. The only way we don't want to see is free pin.
Riichi.
Alright, dealer reach 4/7, so let's go. That's not me.
No.
That one is, though. But it's cheap, don't worry about it. More random attack bonus things. Alright, 3/3/5. Okay, so we have white, we have double Dora. This is a strong start. We're going to try and keep our honor tiles as long as is reasonable. Especially if we get a chance to pair any of them. Let's play south, because it is not the south round yet. We also have 4, 5, 6. We are obviously going for this because white and 2 seems reasonable. 2 greens have been played. Yep, that helps. So we are a little reliant on the white dragon, but... Okay, good draw. Downside is this is going to be for a 10 thing for us later.
Chi.
So hope is I get 4-7 and just waiting on the white dragon, but... Okay, here we go. White Dora 2.
Riichi.
Question is, of course, does Demo need a white dragon? No, as it turns out.
Riichi. Pinfu. Tanyao. Dora.
Avoidable, but also I had a hand that I was going to attack with almost regardless of anything, so I am okay with that. Okay, bonus Dora South in the South round. Well, Demo is the South seat. Seems fun. Okay, let's go 1. From doing human things that human people do. Well, we're not interested in that. I've just dealt into a Mahjong from a game that's been going reasonably well. Admittingly, I had a white dragon Dora 2 hand, so kind of was forced to try. But, yeah. Happens. We also saw Aegon playing reasonably well, or at least being reasonably lucky. Yeah, Demo just won a Mahjong off me, so... Which has reversed the positions and put this game into a little bit of an interesting development here. I should have played South a long while ago, but we have decided to keep it, and thus we are committed.
Riichi.
Well, that's the thing. I don't have a lot going on for this. We're going to play with 2 men. We're going to take advantage of that. Also take ourselves into Ishanten. Just have to do all this White Dragon, all this south. Unfortunately, it went that way, but we were probably unlikely to win off of this. Almost certainly somebody had a pair. Probably Rise of these risky unsafe tiles, actually. But anyway, we got to where we wanted. We are still in third. Do have free Dora going into this hand, though. Free Dora and a pair of wins. So, yep, this is pretty ideal. I mean, West played immediately was not really, but you know, we can get the last West. Nice, so there's nothing. Okay, we are off. Okay, West door free, Ishanten. T5 weight from Prospero, maybe? Yeah, probably not too much I can read into that, really, but, you know, it happens. The downside is our pair calls are a bit unlikely, but they're not impossible. 2 9s. Maybe we get a pair waiting in. Nope. Ignore that. Okay. West Dora 3. Potentially Dora 4, though. The same value, ultimately. Random Sanchku or bonus tile only, do we think? Chin's gone. North's gone. Tanya, most likely then. Alright, Shadowhawk free. 12,000 turnaround. I am 100 points behind demo. 2 hands to go. So I'm thinking Tanyo is the play here. We could also go potentially for cheat oil, although I did just cut the 1, so we'll see. But Tanya might be better for us depending on things. In fact, Tanya is looking very good for us right now. Eight and 2 are potentially callable at this stage, so let's just keep playing our terminals and see where we end up.
Riichi.
Okay, deal a reach, and of course we can't play a 7 easily into that, so draw a 5 pin, basically. South live. Yeah. 5 pin, 6-0 or south against Rise's board. Looks horrible. Yeah, all of this looks horrible with langer rates. Okay, I mean that's far from the worst. That could have been more horrible. But hey. Okay, do we go Honitsu here? If we pair up any of the honor tiles, preferably south or white, then I think we do. If we get Romanzi tiles, I guess we really do. I should really have played these first, but you know. Well, now I don't know. Now we can just go for Pinfu here if we can pair up either of these, except it wouldn't be Pinfu. Possibility? Who knows? That would have been fine as a pair. I'm only 2,100 behind, so I am kind of thinking in terms of that as well. Sixes or sevens? Or wait. Probably should reach one of these two. Would have won immediately had I done that, but okay. Well, let's just see what we get here.
Riichi.
I am jammy, but I probably should still have reached whichever one I ended up going for. And not just because I would have got the Apatsu had I have reached on the 7 instead. We are rewarded with a better weight, though, and an upgrade in value. But Prospero, one step closer, and he wouldn't have got that far had we taken the win.
Riichi.
Probably. But, you know. Well, I'm in the same kind of boat. 2 Han is all I need for a victory at this stage. And I have it. I have it big time. Let's play south. This is a hand. I have a feeling this is autopilot. It's just going to be now a case of how do we get there. Okay, 1 man played. There's also a 9 so played, so we're going to hold off. Pair of 2's gone. 1 could be walled off. Should have had tours off a lot earlier than this, but let's go. Yeah, we know the ones are going to get isolated. It's just now a case of whether they come out or not. Oh, that's the worst hand in this. Okay, there we go. About to say, worst hand to be coming up against with that scenario, but we are made of jam. Yep. GG, I apologize, I am made of jam. That was the perfect Cheetoy start, unfortunately. Oh dear. Yeah, other than a Manga and this deal in, which, as I mentioned, I had a free Han dealer hand. Don't think there was anything there. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I had an opening hand that was Cheetoy. With 5 pairs and 1 man, 9 man, 1 so. It was the ideal Cheetoy start. And obviously I got it reasonably quickly, and yeah, I was just able to downbar it. Also 2 Dora, but I didn't even need the 2 Dora, I don't think. As dealer with the point gap as it was. Anyway, I am tired and it is very warm. I'm happy to start up another game, but I'm probably not going to observe it. Well, I'm probably going to observe it rather than actually play it. So we have Legius Demo and Mono queued up. I will join if I absolutely have to, but I also need to feed the cats because I haven't done that yet, so... Prospero's joined. Okay, I'm going to start this game off and I'm going to do some analysis on that. So I will be back in a few, so give me a moment. I'm back. Okay, let's go and watch this final game then. 22 seconds. Also, bear with me 2 minutes. Just going to turn the light on. See what it's doing. Oh dear. Also, random silly feature. Alright, let's go. So we are watching... Yeah, watching Legius. And has a reasonable starting hand. See how this develops. Demo, pair of dragons, triplets, waiting run. Seems okay. And of course another pair gotten as well. Prospero, multi-pair sequence. That seems reasonable. Obviously kind of relying on getting those free men. Or just working around that, possibly tripleting those up. I had noticed mono. The red dragons opposed, unfortunately. So at most that's going to be little dragons. But this is mono. He'll try for it. At least until it's provably impossible, he'll try for it. Only has to pay off the once, and then it's definitely positive for the effort value. Dora. So, thought he might have been culling down to 1 seat. Might still be doing that, actually. He's got a 4-6-8 shape, so that's reasonable. Dragon number 1, and there we go. So, moving down to Honitsu. Oh, so I'm going to shut this off now. Apologies. Just, I have this random feature, and, you know, when else am I going to use it? The only time I ever actually found a use for it is actually because it's got a dimmer thing function, and also I can adjust the lighting for when I'm playing webcam magic. Because, unfortunately, with where that is positioned, and the lighting in this room, it's a little, there's a little too much glare, but I can obviously change the color and dim things a little to mitigate that somewhat. But yeah, just random strobe lighting. Oh dear. Double Dora and dragon and potentially more dragons. Not potentially at all. I mean, to be fair, green hasn't turned up yet. It is possible mono will draw that second green and then his hand is pretty much... yeah. Pretty sure. Also, just noticed Demo is holding its closed card of the freeze. Mono has hit Dora free. If Prospero wasn't so invested in keeping Pinsy tiles, this would be kind of dangerous. As it happens, he's still got 2 honor tiles to get rid of, and he's still trying to purge down his suits. Okay, that is E... Nope. Actually, no, it is E Shanten. Technically, Mono could be waiting on the double dragon, or the 4 dragon, or something of that nature. Since we already know he can't get the 3rd unless Demo goes absolutely mad. Well, here comes the carnage, and Ishanten, but it won't look like that. That is a threat, but Mono has a threat as well, if he can make that green pass. 4-pin, which is unfortunately stuck in Prospero's hand, and not likely to come out, and the red dragon, which we know won't. Question is, who's gonna try a reach from this position? Who can get to a reach from this position? Actually, come to that. It's gonna be Demo. Oh, doesn't. Goes Dama. Oh, is that gonna make the 4-pin come out? I don't think it should. Plays the 3-pin.
Riichi.
Oh, there's the reach on the 3-pin. There are 2 more draws left for Demo to do something silly. In context, hilarious, but green is safe. Six pin. It's a CG and also safety demo, so I don't think Mont is changing this one. As long as Prospero doesn't go completely mad here. This call for... Nope, doesn't happen. Red 4 versus Red 8. And a draw of ages there. And we move on. Demo's dealer turn. And this looks fairly strong. Obviously, pair of souths in the east round. This is just how it works. You never get anything useful. Prospero's hand looks fairly decent. Mono's hand's okay. Okay. Let's see how this develops. Immediately dropping the pair of reds. Plenty of shiny value for Prospero here, if he wants to try and steal the dealership with a good hand. Okay, so reach closed, 2-pin for Legius. Of which all 3 are in the wall. Well, 3 is still left in the wall for to grab 2,300 bonus points on top of the reach only win. Ooh, yeah. Alright, 1 away from Cheetoy for demo. Cheetoy for demo. So, 8-man or 2-so here. Now, we know that the 8-man's dead, based on hands. But obviously no information either way. He's actually gone with a one-way that actually... Well, it's dead either way, actually, looking at this. Decides to go Dama. Yeah, unless Prospero decides he wants to... Well, East... Yeah, that's how East works. So, 1 in Mono's hand, 2 in the wall. Oh! Oh, Riichi Patsu Cheetoy Sumo. And that is a dealer Mungan, and Demo has control of the game. And he's also begun with another 4 pairs hand with 2 Dora. I think we discovered where the jam's gone. Oh dear. Mono has a potential 1-2-3 Sanchiku. Actually, he's got potential low-end Sanchiku, actually. It's more fair to say. But options certainly are there. And I think he's leaning into the 1-2-3. Also, Kyril keeps adding things to a list. This means I have to go and adjust things in the background to make the list correct. I know he's listening, but I have to add it to the list. This has to be done. Hold on. It has to be done. Well, I mean... Oh, also, that's done a weird thing. Whoops, I hadn't quite intended for that to happen, but I suppose it still randomized them. But yes, the wheel must be updated. The wheel must be there and ready. Also, I've just lost everything. Whoops, that was silly of me. Anyway. That has... absolutely 0 things. I think, honestly, once we get to 40, we're going to have to stop until we've actually played some games. But if you want to build up to 40, I have no objections. But, of course, you know, I'm going to update as people number them correctly. Anyway, how's this Cheeto going? Ishanten on turn 7. Well, actually, being 20 cards, it should be stronger, in theory. It should be more consistent. The only thing you're missing, I guess, is some of the base utility cards, depending on how synergistic the strategy is. But mind you, from the last time we did this, we have much better spell traps. Or at least much better available spell traps and things. Anyway, that is of very little relevance to people here. Yes, you do have to run it 2 rather than 3 because of the rules we set up. Which, to be fair, was most of my... When I went back through the old list, the old Google Drive where we had all these things, that was most of what I ended up doing things. I just did that. But it'll be fine. Honestly, it'll be fine. I mean, with such power decks as Pretty Princess Tribal, Slightly Hot Royalty, Mine, and of course Victory. Anyway, I've been talking Yu-Gi-Oh! And Shinitsu Dora 1, which happened completely without me noticing. And Demo deals in, and the game is equalized. So, on to Prospero's dealer turn. Well, indeed. Legius has Dora 3, and he's just got the momentum from that, so... Well, we'll see how that goes, but the pair of West, which is his wind as well, that is... If he finishes that, that is gonna be tough for everybody else, I think. On his hand, oh wait, admittedly he's gone for the early call, but he's still quite a long way from anything coherent. Yeah, Legius is the problem. And if he plays that 4... I was about to say, if he plays the 4... Oh, wow. He's just drawn the 3 pin as well. That is ideal draw. He's got... Yeah. Reach, not Pinfu, Dora 3, though. On turn 3. T4s and T7s are in people's hands. Not likely to come out, although Mono's 4 is isolated. Not anymore. Well, he's slowly running out of winners, but there are still winners in the war for this. Although that being said, he will keep drawing them. It appears to be the way of Marmite rather than the way of Jam at the moment, but we'll see how it goes. Mono choosing not to Khan, which I guess makes sense. And is this a dead weight yet? It's not. But there is exactly 1 7-man left. Just getting down to, are the other players going to get to a point where they want to play it? Demo probably isn't, because he just got the pair of 4s. 6 means it's less likely to Prospero now. And Mono can in theory use all of his as well, so... Ishanten, though, for Mono. If he draws a 5-man, he's going to have a problem. Or at least a consideration. Hatsudora 1 to take the dealership. And there's the deal in. Alright, big win for Legius. Okay, so Legius with a Mangan gap to demo as we enter East 4. Right, what's Mono got for his dealer turn? Reasonableness, it has to be honest. Although I'm looking at Legius's hand, and again, I get the impression that's significantly better. Demo's hand is a little messy, but not the worst. Prospero will get rid of the Honor Tile, see where we are, but actually, so far it seems fine. Especially with that 7 edition as well, so 7-pin, 2-man. It could work. Especially if Prospero keeps drawing tiles that just help his hand out here. He is Ishanten with a Dora 3 hand. Which is exactly what he needs right now. Yep, North called. So that is 6-9 Tempai, North Dora 3, Mangan. Triple of the 6s in Legius' hand at the moment, and that is the deal in. Demo into Prospero. So ultimately that's helped Legius out as well. So Legius with a near with 17k lead going into his second dealer turn. Excuse me a moment, that was a fairly loud bang. Oh dear. Kiddies is fine, and no damage appears to be done to anything I can see. I can't even work out what that bang actually was, but still. I heard it through headphones, so it had to be at least somewhat loud or close. Couldn't see anything though. Anyway. Yeah, Legia's big lead in his second dealer turn. He is 31k away from actually just outright winning, which, you know, is sun by a minute at the moment. But the other way to look at that is it's just free vibe in hands, and he's there. Well, the Tanya attack seems to be reasonably well going there. However, Demo has double south and Tenpai 258. And boy, does it look as if they don't want Sozi tiles. Okay. Five-man passes. Yeah, Frostblade won a couple of turns back, which is why I assumed the safety thought process came in. And that's the deal in. I say, not a huge hand, and I think overall Legius will take that. He's still got a commanding lead. 17k, but no dealer turns left, so he just needs cheap hands to end this game. Right, Demo. 15.8, rather, not 17k. Hmong and Sumo immediately turns that round. But Hatsu won at the moment. See what else is on the table here. Prospero has a pair of Easts in the south round, as is the correct and usual state of things. Mono, little pair heavy, bit of work to do here. Although that helps. So what's that now? That's 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs. Options. Okay, and Demo is now Yishanten. But a pair of Souths for Prospero. Decides to not go for the double pair and move this. I mean, to be fair, he's got a lot of work to do if he wanted to make this Honitsu or something. So, yeah, it makes sense. Still, he needs free pin and free sew. Well, at least one of those two. Triplet of the 8s. Meanwhile, I'm just going to quickly edit this darn thing because I've just realised the sort is doing that. And I accidentally spun the wheel. But that result clearly doesn't count. Not that you'll ever know what that result was. It wasn't Pretty Princess Tribal as an FYI, but you know. Anyway. Sort, and I have things back in the right sort of numerical, makes sense to me order. Okay. Anyway, 4-7 versus Now I want to know. Okay, well, I've already cleared the results. So there's no way for you to know. You'd have to take it on trust that I wasn't lying. But, that's not what I rolled. It's just how it reset when I sorted. But hey. You get the fun of the wheel on Sunday, assuming Father Slime is around, actually. Alright, let's just hit Tempo. So let's give the 6-4 pair weight. Okay, 4-7-1 for Prospero. Which looks pretty dead, I think. I don't see why that would be a horrible feeling. Alright, now I change to the 1-5 and dealt in with that as well. Well, 2,000 point buffer. Legius is looking good for just cheap wins to get the game over and done with. So, Legius out of dealer turns, Demo out of dealer turns, Prospero South free. I mean, let's be honest, you also created 20 not at all good cards. I'm fairly certain you're responsible for at least 2 or 3 of these other decks that are in this list. A few of them I know Slimeboy at least had a hand in, and most of them are mine, at least in some way, shape, or form, including the one that is actually called mine. Yes, but as I mentioned from just the naming convention of this list, there are a lot of royalty. There's a lot of royalty in Yu-Gi-Oh! We have Slightly Hot Royalty, Pretty Princess Tribal. We have Return of the King, Hail to the King, Hail to the Other King. And I'm fairly certain that somebody was going to build a Draco Ruler deck type thing Avarita was thinking about at some point, if I remember rightly. I contribute absolutely nothing. Don't worry, sir. It'll be good. That clearly means you're about to win 2,600 points. Get yourself to 2.25. You did nothing all game. -5, effectively, on the score. Let's start calling here, Prospero, just because you need Tempai here. We'll see. Okay. 2-5 so from Mono. All the 2s are in people's hands. There's a 5 in hand as well, but there's still 3 potential winners to be drawn. You know what then, as I say, I was just looking through the list on the Google Drive where we had them. If you want to put that blame on Slime, absolutely. But as I say, I couldn't remember at the time. I just knew I didn't do it. Alright, Riichi, Sumo, Pinfu, 1 Ura for Mono. Okay, 10k required. Can Mono get his free Han Sumo or his Mangan? Let's find out. What's the challenge here? Legius is double south to try and run away with the game. Prospero has about 5k to make up, so needs 3-4 Han. And immediately goes for Dragon. Dragon Honitsu, Dora should be enough, actually. So that's clearly the plan from there. Demo just going for... Actually, Demo's hand looks objectively the best of the initial hands here. We shall see. Double Yaku High for Legius, so this seems like it's just going to be Legius running out to close the game. And, okay, pairs are useful enough when you're trying to force a Honitsu. I mean, just to overtake Demo, he would need, yeah, that would be enough. Mono, however, has Dora 3 if he wants it. Dora 4, actually. I am really surprised you didn't take that, but then, equally, what would you have done had you have taken it? You'd have had to... Yeah. With the Dragon Call, there wasn't a lot of other options. There had to be what the hand had to be. I think even direct hit with just Dragon and 1 isn't enough. Yeah, I think you could have potentially made an argument to call that. I know you wouldn't have drawn the 3 then, but you would sort of looking towards a Shinitsu, Honitsu attempt there. Mind you, you don't need that many points either, so who knows? Well, you do. You know how the game ended. 3-6, and that is for dealing. Yeah, against that kind of attack, there's not much you can do. But a pass point dealing to maintain third, and that is the game. Okay, well, thanks for joining me. I'm going to call that a stream for now. Next time, more of this, I assume. Until then, thanks for joining.